My guest today is one of the 16 champions that is competing in the Trackmania Grand League. He's also attending to the upcoming Gamers Assembly, so why not talk to the player from Gamers Origin on what he thinks about Gamers Assembly, Trackmania Grand League, and his career overall. But first and foremost, welcome Cap. How are you, man?
Fine, and you?
Yeah, I'm fine and hyped to do a podcast. For people that might not know who is Cap, what do you do in Trackmania?
I'm playing tech. I began in Nadeo, and now it's tech and the kind of maps.
Okay, so you say that you started with Nadeo. When did you start playing Trackmania, and why did you start playing Nadeo maps?
I don't really know, but that's like 2008.
Oh damn, that's 11 years ago.
2009. Yeah, that's a long time now. Yeah.
But
yeah, that was.
Do you remember what kind of first impression you had? Was it, okay, this is a cool racing game, I only play this because it's free? What kind of impression did you have of the game?
Yeah, I played because it was free with friends at the school. I really enjoyed and doing times and practice. I went better than my friends because I played a lot more.
Yeah.
And I never really stopped the game since that.
Huh. But are you all, if there was other games, were you almost always trying to become better than your friends? Or was this like a game that, okay, this is a game I can beat my friends, so this is why it's fun?
Yeah, I really like to my close friend and that's what I liked in the first in my first day in Trackmania was to do times like my friends were, oh my god, how do you do that? And and they were so sad and so angry. And that's the first day and the first year maybe.
Yeah. But eventually, I guess you became a lot better than your friends, and you had to look for other players to challenge you, maybe online or something.
Yeah. I play and trying to do local times on the main Nadeo server that was running on TMNF. And this is the first time I really to grow up and increase my level.
So this was when you started competing against other players in sort of a fun fashion.
Yeah, that was like how to go to the top 50. I remember that was a top 50 local. That's so small, but the server was overrun with a lot of players. That was the early days of Trackmania, and that was a really tough challenge. And I think I spent like 2 years on that server, or maybe less. I don't really know.
But did you play in some sort of clan or team, or did you just play alone?
Not at all. I wasn't expecting to go to a team before I played tech.
Okay. And when did you eventually, or why did you stop playing Nadeo maps?
I just switched to tech because I went in a team where I had my first friends. I don't really speak to them. They played tech and I tried ESL and some cups. So I played. I think like 2 Nadeo match, not more.
Okay.
With my first clan, but they played tech overall and that I enjoyed.
So when you started playing tech, was it, okay, this is more fun than Nadeo, or was this just because there were more competitions than in the Nadeo style?
I was bored of Nadeo maps. I remember I stopped the game for like, and then when I came back, I played only tech because of the tournaments mainly. And yeah, Nadio Maps was over for me. I had like only one Dedimania or something that was not really achieving.
That's one more than me.
No achievement on. Yeah.
But what kind of memories do you have, or first impressions did you have of tech? Was it that it's a cool style, a hard style? What impression did you have in the start?
Yeah, in the first day I played with keyboard. I'm not playing with keyboard anymore now. And I was really struggling with left turns, and I didn't switch earlier on my pad. I played like 6 months or maybe 1 year on my keyboard. And
So how good
I
was
don't
you when
remember the
you
game.
played with the keyboard? Was it like you could get some daddy, some close to world records, or?
No, not at all. I
Okay.
was like 2 seconds away,
Oh,
and I remember playing with a guy that's called Lazar, but you may not know him. He was doing daddies. I don't know why, but he played for us. And on one map, which I have the world record right now, Denolid it's called. There were like slides were on the right side, and I was really close to the world record. Left turn, and then I understood it's hard. And the same evening, I was already better with my pad.
oh really?
That's sad. Same evening, I was beating my old times.
But why did you play with your pad on PlayStation, or did you have an experience with pad before, or?
Yeah, I played PlayStation with my family.
Okay, so you had played with a pad in other games before. Yeah, okay.
And the PlayStation one
Yeah.
for the beginning, the PS3 one.
Hmm.
I was used of it. Yeah.
Huh. So what year do you remember? What year you switched from keyboard to pad?
2010 maybe.
Yeah, okay, so still like 9 years ago.
Yeah.
But then,
Yeah, but that's 2
yeah,
years lost.
yeah, exactly. But then, how fast did you improve? Because already after one day you were better than on keyboard. But from there, how well or how fast did you improve to become a better player?
I remember I caught up instantly with my teammates of my clan. That was UFO 61 and TouchMy. After that was a multi-gaming station. I caught up instantly with the best player of the team, and we played together, like maybe 1 year together, to close to like point 50 of the world record on TMM maps. I wasn't even doing daddies at the beginning, but I really felt going for better times and being more consistent in matches.
I have spoken to some people and say that being part of a team is what helped them improve to become a better player. Is that the same case as for you?
Of course, I played only team tournaments for a really long time. Yeah, when you start a tournament with your mates and you're all motivated to win matches and to go to the upper league in ESL overall, really helps.
Yeah.
That really helps improving and some more experience.
Yeah. So if you are
after this.
to give some tips for new players, it's to find a team, get into a team, and learn from the team, or
Yeah, just being part of the training sessions and your mates
yeah,
and once in matching and just go for it and don't fear to be bad or just go for it and try the first thing you can do. I think going in overskilled team for you is not a good idea. Frustrated and
yeah. So find a
that's not a
team
good
that is
idea.
on your level.
And yeah, and and like going in a team underskilled is not a good idea. So
Yeah.
because you will this is the same thing.
Hmm.
You will get frustrated in after the first match, maybe or the second one.
Yeah.
Depends on the gap between you and the team.
Yeah, of course. But nowadays we know you as one of the best players in Trackmania. But how long did it take for you to go from a new player and to
Mm.
become one of these good players that can play in a good team, compete against good players? How long would you
Yeah.
say it took?
I remember my first was a Cannabis Cup in 2012. That's really old. And I remember I took second. I played against Loic. You may know the name.
Yeah.
That's Switzerland. He came from Switzerland, and two other French well-named guys. Oh, maybe a Portuguese one, Whisper.
Yeah, yeah, I heard about him.
This
Yeah.
is I've beaten him in that tournament. Remember, I had some proposition to go out of SO at the moment with a team like Omnipods being in and really good players. But I didn't want to. I wanted to play with my friends and just continue to enjoy. It took literally 3 years to really catch up with like 20 or top 30 players. Like 3 years of training.
Yeah. So
Probably 3 years.
so what year would you say that okay, you realize that you are one of the best players in Trackmania? 2015, 2016, or what year would you say?
Yeah, 2000. I went to AAA.
Yeah.
Because I remember I was carrying French team without so much train, and I was doing some good match with AA in the first days of my team, and then I went for my first LAN was well, it was ESWC FR in 2015. The moment. But the next GA in 2016, I went for ninth.
Huh.
And for me, that's the real beginning of my myself.
Yeah.
Being a great player and
But you played
continue focusing.
Yeah. You played long for a team called SAW, and then you eventually joined a big team and a big organizations in against all authority. Was it like that when you joined it? Was it some sort of dream, or was it just okay? I just joined a new team. Did it mean anything special to join AAA?
I known the guys before, like Snacky or Bubus or the admin of the team at the moment.
Yeah.
I spoke to them in my first ESWC. They know myself and they thought I could be a good player for them. So no pressure on But just that just went for it like smoothly. That was really smooth, my transition, and I didn't feel any at the moment.
Okay.
And
But then going into your first then offline events, like you spoke to, what kind of feelings did you have before attending to your first offline event? Were you nervous? What kind of feelings did you have?
of course, I was a bit nervous. I remember I felt and I think that's the thing for every player in Trackmania. You overestimate yourself before that kind of tournaments. I think you can really play good and step up at the right moment, but of course it's not happening. And you see, like I remember Kronos, Yo-Yo, Carl, the French Carl. I was like a statue seeing them play, and the consistent they can have, and I thought at my first offline event,
But then
close the gap to their skill level.
Yeah, because when you realize that you have a skill gap level, some players might be demotivated, think, okay, I can never become that good. But did this give you more motivations to train more, or what?
It depends. It depends on your mood, and you can spend like 1 week saying yourself, "Oh, I will never get it. Why am I playing to Trackmania? Why?" And the game finally rise yourself, and you start playing again, and you're always getting better playing.
Yeah.
And match after match is, as I said, of course you go bigger at the game. Huh?
Yeah. And then already at your next offline event, like you spoke to, you finished ninth at Gamers Assembly. Yeah. What went different there, and why did you suddenly become such a good player and qualify in the top 10 there?
I think that was all about one match. I remember I went down to the loser bracket in quarter, maybe against Onyo and Kronos, two unbeatable players. And then in loser, I won one match convincingly against a good French player that was my level. And I won the next match. I remember that Zoom and Aswer, and I played a super match, and that was my qualification for the 9th place. Felt good all at once on the match. Chaining the rounds, and don't ask too many questions to yourself.
Yeah.
Play the best you can do. That's a really enjoyable moment.
Yes. So what feeling did you have when you then left Portia in 2016? Was it, okay, now I can become one of the best players in the world. I know that I can do it now.
Yeah, I had a good feeling because I remember Onyo knocked me out, and I was finalist with him. I felt a really good momentum. I was playing like I never played before. I think the next matches after the GA better than before.
Yeah. And after Games Assembly, what was your next offline event or next event that you attended to?
2016. I remember I tried to qualify in the Mania Planet World Cup.
Yeah.
wasn't successful at all. That was a bit unlucky because I remember I was close in either with twin or with lower players. Always beating. That was not a good experience because I was bad at that tournament. I was really struggling with the finalist mode.
Yeah.
I played good matches, but I never concluded it, and that was really, really frustrating at this moment.
Huh. But then again, the question is like not qualifying there. Did it demotivate you, or was it okay? Now I have to step up. I have to do it next time, and then eventually motivating you to become better.
I wasn't really demotivated. I remember had some bad feelings, of course, but as I said earlier, I just take a break of maybe 1 or 2 months, and then just I started again to play. Yes. So yeah, you asked me the question, what is a bad or a good event? For me, at a certain point, you are living a good event when you are satisfied about your performance. I'm always spending good moments with my friends.
Yeah.
Always the case.
But if you look at just the results, can you say anything about what makes a good event and a bad event for you in terms of results? Is it how prepared you are going into the event, what feelings you have, how much you sleep the night before? What makes a good event in terms of performance for you?
Each time I played bad and had a bad event, that was because I felt tired. And when I felt, it's always I'm always struggling and just spending a really bad time.
But is there anything you can do to sort of not feel tired? Is there any sleep schedule you can have before it, or?
Yeah, I think that's all about the schedule because last year I mean GC and World Cup. I don't know why, but not tired at all. Maybe because the traveling was with the plane. Maybe I don't know. Yeah, because long travels with car.
Yeah.
Good idea to be focused on the game. Just being 100% as it is.
So now we are approaching Gamers Assembly 2019, but last year at Gamers Assembly 2018, I believe it was the first event for Gamers Origin, and then the first...
Yeah, nearly. Yeah, Gaming Winter Fest was the first one, but...
Oh, really?
Yeah, but we joined them like the same day.
Oh, really?
Or just the day before.
Huh.
Yeah, that was really tight. And we played with the tags. Not the shirts, but.
Huh. But yeah. How did you find out about Gamers Origin coming into Trackmania, and how did you feel when you got a new team in Gamers Origin?
I really know Softy, and that's the reason why he trusts me, and I'm taking part of the team, because to be honest, Gamers Origin is a huge structure, and I was surprised the way they answer us and they trust us at the beginning, because we weren't the best players. They were talking to us like win Gamers Assembly, win all the lands you're taking part in France, and they not understanding the fact the Gamers Assembly was with the best player of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, excepting Carl, of course.
Yeah,
but I immediately, instantly, that was a really good thing for the game.
But I had Softy B on. I believe it was the first time I spoke to this to Coco as well. Softy said he didn't understand why such good players like yourself, like Coco, and so many else trusted him. Why did you trust him? Because he was pretty new to the scene and to Trackmania.
For my case, I think I Softy, like within during 1 year before thinking, he was doing some great things, and just he became my friend, and that's just the way it happened. I trust him because I know he's not a liar, and if Gamers Origin was thinking Trackmania is a good game for their own structure.
Yeah.
To be honest, I didn't ask myself too many questions. I just it was a good opportunity and a good way to step up.
And you certainly don't regret joining Gamers Origin, right?
No, I don't. No, of course I don't.
Yeah, exactly.
It changed the way you go online. It changes the way you feel just before the competition, because you have objectives.
Yeah.
And you're not playing anymore for fun. To be honest, that's different. That's a different way of I approach the esport, because now this is esport.
Yeah.
And I don't regret, of course. This is just I had just some time to adapt.
Yeah.
The objective to get and think about your performance.
Yeah.
And your training.
But
have a better training.
But why? Yeah. Can you just simply explain to people that might go to offline events now and they say, okay, I'm going there to be good, but you have go to many events, but still you say that now it's a different time because you joined Gamers Origin. Why is it different? Is it simply because you have a team behind you? Why did you feel it's different now compared to, let's say, the first events you attended to?
I think being in a team like Gamers Origin changes the way you think. The people are watching you, and you're weighted just the way you trained and the way you prepared for the tournament. And for the question about a newcomer in like kind of events, I think just if I mean a good player that never attended for an offline event, but with a good experience of the game. I talk about the TM Masters at the moment. So many good players, but never played in an offline event before. I think the first thing they need is just to don't fear, and just the fastest way they can. And I think, the pressure is really on for the first offline event.
Yeah.
For some guys. Just think to adapt yourself to like that kind of event, and I don't really know how to say the pressure
Yeah.
when you playing good.
Hmm.
The pressure is really putting on when you're starting to put runs, and people are coming behind you, and they watch your screen, and at this moment, either you feel good, feel a bad pressure, and you fail. That's all about experience for me.
But do you think there is a case to be made that do Trackmania have some players that is better online than offline, and do we have some players that is better offline than online? And if so, who do you think is better as an offline player than online player?
For me, the best example is Yo-Yo in early years and the previous years. Yo-Yo played in online, but always the offline events, he's just stepping really hard up. Yo is the best example for me, or Carl, but Carl Jr. is good both.
Yeah.
With both types. I don't have other examples.
No, it's of course hard to think about.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't really know, because all other players at the top also good in online.
Yeah. But let's speak about, since Gamers Assembly is coming up, how was your last year at Gamers Assembly? How would you describe it?
Yeah, the for me, the last year was a really worst performance by me.
Why?
Because of two maps, to be honest. Two maps were so well for me. I didn't really know why, but I really struggle. I remember Toxic, the map by Sweet. I remember I was like more than 1500s behind the world record. Run, I never succeed to redo. That was a really awful map for me. And the tournament wasn't really bad, but the tough match shown up lost so many points on that maps. That was the only offline event with that kind of maps that pushes you really down.
Yeah.
But you go for 12 points on one map. You just give up.
But can you explain to people, since when you speak about tech maps, all maps are in the same style, but why do maps feel different to different players? What kind of map, or why is it like you like different maps in the same style, basically?
Yeah, as you know, there, I think for tournaments, it exists like tech maps, and of course, each map is different. Even if you're really good to adapt to all maps, if you are not at the top of the top, you always have one map on 10 really struggling, and you don't really know why, because this is tech, yes, as you say, but you don't really know how to explain, because you try, but you have some period you get it, and in match it's just a pain. Yeah, just go for it, and you're just trying to go for the turn and not crash, and that's just a feeling you don't have to in that kind of match.
But then when you come down to training the maps, and you know that, okay, I like some maps better than others, do you put more time into the maps you like to get more like motivations and more?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, okay. But why?
I don't.
But
That's not motivation.
Okay, but why? Why don't you train the maps that you feel worse on to get better on them, if that's the case?
Because for me, when I feel good on a map, and sometimes it's instantly the case, and you go really good on one map, and for me, I think when I'm good on a map, in it too much. Continue to train a bit and doing matches, but I'm not a greedy player, to be honest. I never approach world records. 2 weeks of training. Once I get good on the map, I prefer focus on the worst one. I spend so much time on bad maps for me, and sometimes it gets good, and few cases it's never going well. But that's rare, to be honest. That's rare.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the Giant Cup. It was the first event I attended to, and it was also an event that you did very good at. How would you describe your run at Giant Cup?
Yeah, that was the first really good tournament by me. That was a different format, but I think it would have changed if it was a cup mode, because that wasn't cup mode.
Yeah.
But I was training. I wasn't really good. I wasn't bad, but I felt before the tournament for a grand final, to be honest. And at the tournament, I just out of my mind.
Yeah.
I just went for the run after being best players, and just went good. And I don't really know how to explain that, but
but then going into the grand final, you're playing against Twin, you're playing against Pack, you're playing against Bren. Did you think that before that grand final, okay, now everything can happen, I can maybe even win Giant Cup 2018?
Yeah, I think the main situation to explain is the winner bracket final, because I played the winner bracket final against Twin, Pack, and Dutchy, I remember. That was, of course, I thought they went for destroy me. And of course, after one map and a half, I was ahead Twin and Pack. At this moment, I really started to feel the pressure about I might win something, and the competition wasn't that well. I just played good in a consolidation and in a grand final. I mean, Pack and Twin, they were just but in each run we are really, really close with Bren. I think Bren is the same case of me, because this is that had he always had than me in tech in offline event. So at the same LAN, we go together in the grand final. That was really sick. And just tried our best at this moment. We really wanted to go for the win, of course. That's of course.
Yeah. But then after such a good performance at Giant Cup, which was just before the World Championship, did you have more motivations going into the World Championship? How would you describe going into the World Championship?
Yeah, that was the trigger.
Yeah.
That was a trigger of being just good in match. Because in the previous Trackmania Pro League season, I wasn't good in match. I had a good preparation, good training, but I wasn't good in match, and that GC to being consistent and fast. I think the World Cup could have been just way better for me. Remember one sick match, but I think we were like 6 or 7 players with the same level than Spam, and Spam went on the stage.
Yeah.
That was the objective of all 7 players or 8 players that wanted to go on Spam slot. That was the level was really close until Massa.
Yeah.
Massa, yeah.
Yeah, I would agree there. There were like going into the World Championship, there were like 5 people who could win it, and then the rest had to do a lot to get into the stage, right?
Yeah, that was the thing. That was the thing, and that's what happened. The times were really insane.
Yeah, it was a crazy event.
Yeah, that was really crazy. Yeah, each tournament you think you can them. At the beginning, you think, "Oh, I'm playing really good," and I think on a good match I can beat them, but each time they just go faster, and you don't know how to play with them. Really weird.
But now, looking back at the World Championship, do you look back at it with a happy memory? With the maybe I could have done better? What memory do you leave Paris Games with?
Yeah, that was my first one. That was my first World Cup, or official World Cup. And for the first time, that is the only offline events closed, and that's not registration and paying your place. That was 16, and the ambient and atmosphere was really different than other offline events, and that's why that's what I enjoyed the much on that.
Yeah,
that was the pressure of the World Cup. Lose all your match. That was the worst thing, but that was the first objective was not to lose your first 2 match. And that is intense.
Yeah.
You don't have any chance to warm up, and for me, that's crazy to go really good at the first match.
Yeah, because at Games Assembly, it's not like you're gonna face 64 good players. You can have some matches where you can maybe warm a little bit up, like you said.
Yeah, you always have in all offline events. You always have 1 or 2 match.
Yeah.
Play warm-ups, and and then just attending in a World Cup is so different.
Yeah, well, straight to
prepared.
it.
Yeah, that's you have the time attack because you have the pressure of a match in the time attack, but this is always a warm-up. Of course, you have no situation, so but this is not comparable to a match.
Yeah. But let's move on to 2019. You have attended an event kind of recently, and that event, I guess you had a lot of warm-up matches at La Catalane. How would you describe La Catalane for you?
I thought that will be a really little event, and that's the case. There were a super high hype on the tournament because of Zerator, to be honest. That was really fun, and I never felt the the pressure of an event in final, but that was just an full enjoyable tournament. Close to my home for once, because I live in the south of France. Yeah, that's rare because everything is happening in the north.
Yeah.
In the north part. Yeah. And I just spent really good moments with Yo-Yo, Bren, and the community.
But would you say that you had a different mindset going into this, since you know that, okay, there's gonna be 3 players who is gonna fight for a title, and the rest is just gonna be fun?
Of course, I had some pressure because we knew that the first match was winner bracket final.
Yeah.
That was the first match where you have really there were no objective, because that was Yo-Yo that went down in the consolidation. I was sure 100% to go back in a grand final. So
yeah.
So that was a bit weird. To be honest, Wingobir was really far away of our skill. Really caught me up in the end, but that was just a bad moment. we should say, but yeah, that's regrettable to have failed that grand final, because I really felt good on the map and could win it. And to be honest, that's maybe the first LAN and the only LAN I could win. But anyway, I just go forward now.
Yeah. But did it change anything going into it? Did you feel any difference, since you mentioned you probably knew that this time I have a really good chance at winning it, but when you go to like the World Championships, you know that, okay, we have Carl Jr., we have Pac, we have Kappa, and we have so on. Did it change anything going into it for you? Were you more nervous? What felt different?
I don't know if that's really explainable. I wasn't in the grand final. That was on a pretty big stage. We were all surprised, but that happened in a really nice stage for me, because GC was was not stage, and it should have been way more deserved. But anyway, I didn't feel pressure, but that's my style of playing. I just had some little again and again. Not being first in Trackmania is really hard to motivation about after being second and third 5 rounds in a row.
Yeah.
Yes, I was a bit tilted because I really thought I could have win it. Just failed. Failed the middle of the match.
Yeah. But if you look at this in maybe a different mindset, in a different way, you have now played an event on the map pack, or 4 out of the 5 maps that is going to be played at Games Assembly. Do you then feel more confident going into Games Assembly, since now you have played on the maps?
Yeah, I'm the kind of players that once I played a really good match on the map pack, I always ask myself, am I able to redo it and just like I played the previous match? And I'm just asking myself too many questions in the case I played too many matches on the same map pack. I think the Pro League was a good example.
Yeah.
Matches with the same maps, and I'm really not. I don't fit with that kind of and playing back always the same map pack.
So you are in
Anyway,
favor of having new maps so you can have a new mindset. You don't know how good you are.
because I know I don't know how the best players will play on map, and I think that's the best case for me.
Yeah.
Just don't know the fastest times and just play my game.
Yeah.
And the best players chaining world records consistent on maps. This is what it demotivates most
Yeah.
in the game.
But
yeah, maybe not this time.
Yeah. But what goals do you have then going into Gamers Assembly? Do you have any goals, or do you go and just gonna play? And what goals do you have?
I have goals. For me, if that's really a limit, that's a deadline. The 6th place. For me, I really want to go at least. I know it will be really, really tough, but if I don't, I will be disappointed about that. If I do a really, really good match, in my opinion, and I see the level is just really, really high, great, but yeah, I have an objective to play good and consolidation at least.
Yeah. But then looking at the players, do you have any sort of? You said that the World Championships. You said that there's probably like a group of 7 to 8 that is fighting for a 6th spot. How many people do you see fighting for the consolidation final, and that is in sort of the same group as you?
Maybe more than 8.
Yeah, exactly right.
You will have some surprise. I mean, like a player like Symbiose. He's really, really fast. Surprise. And even go to the grand final. This is that kind of player that really be so quick, and we can add some more players to this list.
But if you then say, okay, let's look outside of your sort of group, if you want to say it, how many people would you say is maybe a level above you who is going to Games Assembly?
But I think players. Massa, Twin, Alpac, Kappa.
Yeah.
Unreachable players of format. Today was a bit different because Pac and Massa felt bad on the maps. They are not prepared at the moment. Maybe that's a way of motivation. I think maybe that's not the map of the best players.
Yeah, because you have different maps now. How much do you think that can change the outcome?
I don't really know.
Is the best? I guess the question is really simple. Is the best gonna be the best still, or?
Maybe it will change the mindset because the maps are shorter than World Cup.
Yeah.
And some good players are not good to adapt that their mindset to a kind of tournaments that shows up really late after the World Cup. GL, to be honest, is not comparable. Well, I think the best player will go in final, but this is a place for the surprise.
Yeah.
I hope for a surprise like Yo-Yo.
Yeah.
But
like we are now talk for soon 1 hour, I believe. if you what to say, end this podcast with talking about the biggest event and an event that you is still what to say relevant in is a fight for the 8th spot in Trackmania Grand League. Do you think that you will reach the playoff or the potential announced playoff?
That's a weird tournament for me because I feel I can really be good and way better place than my 8th place at the moment. Playoff are for the 8th first. The is catching up like really slowly. I just have to go for my game and play my game on that tournament. I'm asking myself too many questions. Like last map, I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah.
It was really awful. I don't know why, because I'm really better on that maps in training, and once in the match, a mistake. Maybe because of the map, maybe because of myself. I don't know. Because of myself, we should say. But I think in the last steps, I will do better.
Yeah.
That covers me from rolling, but maybe not Massa. I don't know. I know Massa can with 50 or maybe more points. No, I don't think it will happen.
Yeah. But what would a playoff mean for you? Is it like you then achieved a goal, or what would that mean for you?
I hope. I really want a better place than 8. Preparing myself to be better than 8.
Yeah.
I just try to go faster. I think like 4 steps in a row, I played just top 8, and I really don't like it. I feel it boring, and playing just fast and enjoy the pressure you have when you are even if you fail sometimes. That's the way I see the thing.
Yeah.
Being a top 8 is not an achievement, because this is not for me. I guess, but I need to go in the top 8.
Yeah. But I did a little article where I tried to get a feeling about what the players think about the Trackmania Grand League, the format and such. For people that didn't read the article, can you say, what do you think about the Grand League, and what is the feeling you are left with?
I feel like I'm between two opinions, because the new format, and I think that's a good idea. Multi-laps, I like it. Not that much, but I like it. And I think it's a bit boring.
What is boring
Way
about
more
it?
boring. Because 8 middle laps for a spectator, I think it's not watch.
Yeah.
Because even if the map is really hard and you have respawns, because the league is going for it, maps are just getting harder and harder. Not the same pressure and the same atmosphere that you have with cup mode and tech maps. Maybe it's more a new for new people that never saw the game before. That's just, I think Nadio just need to have a better compromise between the opinion of the players and themselves.
Yeah.
Because the maps are not bad, but they are not good. Once I'm trained, I like all the maps, even zero-hour maps.
Yeah.
So for me, the maps are not the point of that cup. For me, the main point is and how to make the game bigger.
Yeah. But do you think that that's working out at the moment, that this cup is making Trackmania bigger, or do you feel that another event could have made this even bigger?
For sure, another type of event is maybe preferable compared to that, but a really, really huge step that Nadio and Ubisoft are moving on. Because they put money, they work on the fact that you need to spend money at the right place to attract more and more players to the scene.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's working because as you may know, the first step that's the French TV.
Yeah.
There were like 20K viewers. It didn't even go over 5K. I think the format, and I know it will change in the playoff. For sure, it will change.
Yeah, there is at least no public info about the playoff. I'm not sure if you know anything, and if you know, you can probably not share it.
I don't know anything.
Yeah, okay.
I just know
that it would probably change.
Because mainly we are 8.
Yeah, exactly.
So of course, with 8 players, you need to change something. But we'll see.
Yeah, but
that's a big surprise.
yeah, I'm really looking forward to the playoff, not just because of the event, but how it's gonna work out. Because I have so many questions.
The same, and I really like the first days of the tournament.
Yeah,
and you might have seen the first step.
Yeah,
better than now because I really like to adapt to new format and new hypes. We'll see. Maybe it will or not at all. I don't know. But I'm really waiting for it.
Yeah,
as you and as a lot of Trackmania players.
Yeah, hopefully all the fans in Trackmania is waiting for this.
Yes.
But we have now talked for 1 hour and 1 hour plus. Hopefully the people don't listen to the same sort of technical problems that we had here, but had some sort of a pleasant listening. But is there anything that you feel we have forgotten to speak about in a podcast that you feel that the people in Trackmania should know about you, or that you think should get more attention in Trackmania?
Yeah, just continue to support the game and support the community.
Yeah.
I think go way bigger than it is now. It will be really complicated, but and it's going the good way for me.
Yeah. Thanks for stepping up and doing this. And again, sorry for the technical problems I have with its internet in northern Norway.
Yeah, I have a shit internet. I mean, you might ask my mates. To be honest, this is the worst connection, the worst French connection.
I think we did a good job, right?
Yeah.
That's it for today, and I see you at the Gamers Assembly in just next weekend, right?
Yeah, and in the next days.
Yeah, it's just some days, and I
Friday night.
see your face again. That's it, guys. Bye bye.
Bye.